Hi guys, welcome back to Sunday League to Champions League. My name is Chris, aka Big Will, and today we have a home game against Hannover in the Bundesliga, and we follow it up with a second leg of our Conference League round of 16 tie against Dundalk. As you can see, we've dropped down to second place in the league. We do have a game in hand, but even with that game in hand, we will be 3 points behind Dortmund. Unfortunately, we have had a couple of defeats recently since the Pokal tie. So the unbeaten runs in all competitions, apart from the Conference League, are done. So we're just focusing on qualifying for Europe and potentially keeping up this title challenge with Dortmund. I mean, with 22 points clear of fifth place Freiburg, I'm pretty much assured that we're going to get Champions League football next season. But there has been quite a bit going on. So, as you can see, we lost in the Pokal. We beat Union Berlin straight away, though, after that. 3-1 win at home. We played well um, and followed it up with a 1-0 defeat, unfortunately, with our game in hand against Dortmund. Now, I'll be honest, I was really happy with the performance. We absolutely dominated. They only had the 2 attempts on target, whereas we had 8, but we just couldn't find the back of the net. And Casper Nilsson, unfortunately, missed a penalty. So, yeah, we were really unlucky, but it's games like this that can define the season. And like I say, we just fell short in that match. A 1-0 win away at Bayern Munich, though. Really, really good result. We've actually done the double over Bayern Munich this season. Manu Kone with a third-minute goal. And Bayern had 2 goals disallowed for offside as well, but we held on and got the 1-0 win. We then won 4-0 at home against Werder Bremen. Again, really good performance from the lads. But then we came against Frankfurt again. As we lost against them in the Pokal, I was hoping we'd turn it around. We were 2-0 up in 13 minutes, and second half, they just absolutely battered us. I don't know what happened to us defensively, but we just fell apart. And from that, obviously, Dortmund are now in a much stronger position. We went away against Dundalk in the first leg of the Conference League and won by 2 goals to 0. Julius Sama and Yaro Kwanzaa with the goals. We should have had more, but it does mean that the second leg could be quite competitive. And we have conceded a few more chances in matches as well. And that defeat against Frankfurt wasn't ideal. In terms of our squad in itself, Jere Havel and Yao Martins are both really unhappy at the club now. We've not managed to make them any happier. We've given them plenty of substitute appearances. We've started them in a few games, but it's not enough for them. So they're both really unhappy and they want to leave. I've told them that they're not going anywhere, but obviously they're supporting one another in this, which is fair enough. I'm hoping it's not going to cause too many issues. The only other one is Degenhardt, who he is also supporting them. But again, yes, he's homegrown at club, which is important to us, but he's not an important player. So he could be a player that ends up leaving, depending on what happens with these two. Um, in terms of Opicic, I'm feeling a bit better. We have confirmed a transfer already for next season. We've been looking at 1 or 2 Serbian players. Nenad Stupar, we're actually bringing him in from the same club, Savannah Zvezda. I really like the look of him, to be honest. He's 6'2", similar type player to Sidi Yatta, actually. He can play in that attacking midfield role. He can play wide left or up front. And again, I think he's going to be a very good signing for us. I think the fee that we agreed was about £7.25 million. So again, similar type deal to the one for Opicic. And yes, he plays on the left-hand side, same as Opicic does. But we've got that chance for rotation. Stupak can also play up front, like I say. So again, we've got those options for rotation. I'm also looking at Marcos Medina at the moment. He's quite highly rated from our scouts. Similar type player to the ones we've already got, though. So I'm a little bit reserved about whether to bring him in or not at the minute. Ready for next season, but we'll see how that goes. And another thing that's happened is, if I can find it again, we've attended an interview. I'm not planning on leaving, but we'll see what happens. Where are you? There it is. Atletico Madrid offered us a job interview. We did attend the interview. There's nothing concrete going to happen at the moment. It's at 12th in La Liga, which I don't know what's going on there, but it is a bit of a strange one. If we were to leave, I'm not saying that we are going to, but if we were to leave, we wouldn't join them until the end of the season. That is an agreement that I would have to put in place, given everything that's going on in our current campaign. So, all that being said, we've had a number of other little niggles. Asensio's out injured for a few weeks. Nilsson and Chiarodia have got knocks as well, so we're having to rotate a little bit. Lewis Miley, incidentally, has done really well on that right-hand side recently, so really impressed with that. Opacic has continued to perform well on that left-hand side as well. Chavlina's gone really quiet, though, in terms of goals recently. I'm hoping he can pick it up a bit today. Havel and Martin start once again today, though. And I'm hoping if we can just give them that little bit more game time, um, they might just calm themselves down a little bit. Morale in the squad is still pretty good. It's not affected team cohesion or just general dressing room atmosphere too much. But obviously, we need to keep this challenge on. If I mean, we for the title, but we're vastly overachieving right now. We are doing far more than we should be. We've got some excellent young players coming through, don't get me wrong. But when I look at this team, we have not got anywhere near the required quality to be competing with Dortmund and Bayern Munich. And yet, we've beaten Bayern Munich twice this season. And we've only played Dortmund once in the league, of course, but we did beat them in the cup. So we're vastly overachieving and we're continuing to work very hard. As Leopold has just scored for Hannover, they're down in 17th place at the moment. It's a risk playing Havel and Martins at the moment because, like I said, they're unhappy at the club, and having them on the pitch it's proven to be a little bit detrimental at times. But I think we're capable of doing well enough to get over the line today. But if not, I think our title challenge could be over here because Dortmund are not losing matches. Miley and Chavlina doing well to keep possession. Lewis Miley charging into the penalty area, gets a chance to play it across, and Chavlina with the tap in. Bit of a relief, to be honest. He's not scored. I think he's not. I don't think he's scored since the last episode. So that's a big goal from our point of view and for him. And Lewis Miley doing well to get the assist onto that. And it's a very simple tap in. And we are back level. Hopefully, we can continue in that manner. We have actually been the better team. Opacic with a free kick, and it's off the woodwork. I don't know if the keeper saved it onto the woodwork or not, but Opacic again, he has had a fantastic start to life here. The fact that we've got another Serbian player coming in next season as well will hopefully help matters where he's concerned. It's here for Jiri Havel, who plays it back out to Opacic. Delphi Katala, brought down in the penalty area by Alawi. No foul, and it remains one apiece. Katala, I noticed, is on a yellow card. We'll have to manage that a little bit carefully. Here is Katala, back to Ornelas. Now Fran Garcia. Couldn't get past Gustavo Sarr. Clearance is good, but there's no support up there for Hannover. Jiri Havel into Ornelas. Now Kone. Anastasov into Yao Martins. That's a nice pass down the line. I think Miley may have been offside. Oh, and Chavlina somehow hasn't managed to direct that on target. It was very close to goal. I know it was a tight angle, but he's got to do better from those situations. But overall, pretty good performance. And again, with the better team, but with the way things have gone recently with a little bit of morale, it's just a little bit dwindly at the moment. Just with the likes of Havel and Martins, like I say, it is causing a little bit of a problem. Same with Opacic a little. But to be fair to Opacic, he's continued to play really good football. He's got plenty of assists in his game already. And he scored a few goals for us as well, which is nice to see. Here's Anastasov into Yao Martins. Back to Anastasov. Now Yuri Havel. Just holding on to it and finding Fran Garcia. Ornelas just about gets the pass off. Manu Kone only just got to it though. Here's Opacic now. Back to Garcia. Katala. This is lovely passing and movement. Opacic taking it in well and doing well with the turn, but Datinga manages to clear with Monome. Katala wins possession back though. Kone, Miley. Chavlina's strike just wide. Well, I say just wide. It seemed quite a way away, unfortunately, but we've still got the opportunities coming thick and fast. And at 1-1, it's very much down to what we can do. Hannover have had the same number of shots on target, incidentally, and just from their 3 shots in general. We've gone a little bit quiet, though. I don't want to change too much if I'm being truthful. We've not played badly at all, but again, we're just not quite converting our chances. We knew that this had happened eventually with the goals side of things, but Opicic here coming into the penalty area, and that is another brilliant goal. Dragisha Opicic with a lovely finish, and again, it's his 5th goal of the season. And he's only been here 2 months. He's done really, really well, and he's got, I think, 8 or 9 assists as well. If signing his former teammate from Savannah Zvezda settles him down, I think we've got a proper player on our hands for next season, to be honest. And we've deservedly taken the lead here. Hopefully we can just hold on and get the job done. However, I mean, they've created a few chances, but again, nothing too concrete from them. But they have got a corner here. Hugo Felix with the ball in. Good header clear from Fran Garcia. Can we get out to them? Hugo Felix again, knocking it in. Good header clear again, and Kavlina picks it up. Now Lewis Miley. He's under pressure from Ranos. It's a good tackle. But Yao Martins is first to it. And he's got Miley making the run in support. Cuts inside. Bit lazy from him. For whatever reason, he just stopped. And Ranos here in possession for Hannover. Good interception from Yao Martins. Katala, vital header on Elas. Manu Kone, plenty of support ahead of him. He's still running with it. Chavlina ran into an offside position. It's still Manu Kone, and that's a good save from Striffler. He could have done better with the finish, in my opinion, but that was a really, really positive run there. And Opicic with the resulting corner. We're right at the end of the game. It's probably going to be the last chance of the match, this. Swung in by Opicic, and there's the header, and it's a really good save again from Striffler. I think it was Havel in the end who had the header. And Opicic again with the corner. Again, it should be the last chance of the match, this, really. And Opicic to swing it in any moment now. There we go. And it's headed away again by Monome. And it's out for another corner. Just blow the whistle, ref. There we go. Full time. Job done. We keep the pressure on. And obviously we are relying on Dortmund losing a game. They also now have a better goal difference. They've scored about, I think it's 10 goals in their last couple of matches. And as such, the goal difference advantage we did have has now ended up turning round a little bit, which from our point of view isn't great because, like I say, we've slowed down slightly in our goal scoring. Chavlina actually wants a new contract, so I'll sort that in a moment. We've got 4 days to go until the Dundalk game, so bear with me. We'll just sort this out off camera, and then fingers crossed we can get through into the next round of the Conference League. Okay then, guys, here we go for the home game in our Conference League tie against Dundalk. Like I say, we won 2-0 away from home, relatively straightforward. And I'm looking at the teams that are in this. If I'm being perfectly honest, Everton and Lazio, maybe Lens as well. They're the teams that are concerning me at the moment. But, you know, we've got a very realistic chance of winning this, I reckon. We are going to rotate quite substantially for this game as well, just to be able to rest some of our key players. We are going to continue. I think Shia Rodia will leave out today as well. Martins will remain in the side. And I think, to be honest, we'll keep Yuri Havel in the side as well, give them a bit of game time. We started Rock Collar in the first leg, so we'll give him a bit of game time in the second leg as well. And overall, I mean, Nilsson's not fully fit. We unregistered Pablo. We didn't get into a huff about it as well, which is quite nice. Essential's in the squad despite still having a knock. But hopefully we won't have to do too much today, and we can just let it play out the way we want it to. Degenhardt, for the first time, is going to get an opportunity up front. We've normally been playing him in central midfield. And to be fair, it's helped him develop his game a little bit. He's not the best by any means, but because he's homegrown at club, I feel it's important that we do give him every opportunity to try and get some kind of game time within the squad, to be fair. I mean, we have got some good youngsters at the club, but again, they're not really developing well enough, unfortunately. So it's just going to have to be one of those things. Here's Afolabi for Dundalk. They had a quick start against us, I might add, when they were at home. Um, we were lucky not to concede, but they gave really good account of themselves, to be honest. But I do expect us to get through quite comfortably. And Rock Collar just holding on to it and launching it forward. Julius Alma could win the header. He's suffered a little bit on Elas into Lewis Miley. And again, because our squad's so small, the players that obviously aren't normally getting game time are getting game time in this tournament at the very least. Julius Alma into Degenhardt. It's a good tackle by Bolger, but it's still falling for Alma, and he's got to do better. He's got to finish that. That would have pretty much put the tie to bed, in all honesty. I was just looking amongst the other teams as well. I think Celta Vigo as well. It's another team to keep an eye on. Even Genk, um, the Belgian club. So there's a few good teams in here. But we've got a very realistic chance of winning this tournament, depending on who we get in the next round. Anyway, here's Adaramola. Miley does well to win the header, finds Ornelas. Now Kone loses out to Mullins. Bit poor from him, but he wins it back well. And Julius Alma picks it up into Anastasov. And now Ornelas lofts it over the top. Yao Martins gets onto it, finds Julius Alma, squares it, and it's a good clearance from the left back. But it's fallen for Degenhardt. I don't think he was offside either. It's his third of the season. Third, well, it's actually his third for the club. He'd never scored for the club before this season. And to be fair, he took it pretty well. He's not the best finisher, but he did take that quite well. And Kone just blocking the clearance, and it felt really nicely actually for Degenhardt. A left foot half volley on the swivel, and that pretty much secures the tie for us, I'd say now. 3-0 up, and again, having the ability to rotate, and we've still got the good players to back up the first team. I think it certainly helps matters. Here's Anastasov into Ornelas, plays it into Eamon Carey. Now Havel. Just lays it across to Anastasov. Again, just playing it patiently. We don't need to go all out today now. It's just a case of taking things calmly and picking our pass. And Eamon Carey picks it up, finds Lewis Miley, chance to play it into the centre. Degenhardt is there, and Degenhardt has scored. It's 2-0, 4-0 on aggregate. That is definitely job done now. And we can just relax and watch everything unfold. It was a good pick out from Yao Martins, I noticed there as well, to find Eamon Carey in that central midfield. And from there, we broke through the lines. And it was a very good finish once again from Henrik Degenhardt. Here is Mullins for Dundalk again. Yarrow Kwanzaa doing well. He's not a right back at all. He's a good centre back from my point of view, Yarrow Kwanzaa. He's not really settled in to the first team picture completely, but whenever he's come in, he's looked pretty good. And Kwanzaa here with the cross. Julius Alma's at the far post, and again, he puts it just wide of that near post. He's not done particularly well with his accuracy today, Alma, but at least he's getting the opportunities, and he's in the right place for sure. So we'll take the positives in a game that, given the nature of the circumstances, doesn't mean quite as much now. So, bit of complacency involved with some of the players. We'll just manage that a little bit, but again, like I say, job done, and we're playing well, and it's good to see, to be honest. And I think I'm hoping that Yeri Havel and Yao Martins getting that extra game time will help them settle as well. Degenhardt with a free kick toward the far post. It's only just wide. Cairns didn't actually move. Pretty confident goalkeeping in my opinion. Also, we've agreed a new contract with Chavlina. We're just waiting on the potential confirmation of that as well, which is, I think that's probably vital for us for next season. He was only on 22.5 grand a week, and he's becoming one of the world's best youngsters at the moment. So he's going from that to around 65 grand a week with a release clause of 95 million pounds. Alma to Degenhardt, and that is a big miss from him. Could have been his hat trick. And again, another opportunity goes begging. But again, chance creation. we're looking pretty strong. But yeah, hopefully Chavlina will sign that contract in the next week or two. We didn't get the Atletico Madrid job. They've gone in a different direction anyway, which I'm quite glad about, in all honesty, because obviously I don't want to be having to make any decisions at this point. Bergeri into Mullins. Bolga shot blocked. Adaramola picks it up back to Bergeri. And again, it's a good block from Anastasov, but offside has been given. We are going to make a couple of changes now. Chavlina, we're going to get on that right hand side, just because Lewis Miley's struggling. He's played a lot of football recently, to be fair to Lewis Miley, and he's probably reveling in the moment, to be honest. He's not had too many opportunities. Fran Garcia is going to come on for Jan Martins just because he's on that yellow card. Don't want to risk it too much. He's had a very good an average performance, but he's done okay today. And I think, to be honest, we'll probably just leave it at that. Everyone else seems to be okay at the moment. Like I say, we're not busting a gut in the midfield like we normally do. Saying that, Ornelas has just started to struggle with his fitness here at the end of the match, so we'll just change him as well. We'll get Chiarodia on. He's just come back from a knock, Chiarodia, so having 10 minutes in a game like this will probably do him a bit of good. And I think that's probably going to be it. We have got another stoppage that we can use substitutions if we so wish. Ismael Asensio is fully fit, believe it or not. He's still technically injured, but he's fully fit. So, again, he could get a bit of game time maybe, but it might not be worth risking it in a game like this. So, it should be pretty much job done from here on out. Chavlina looking to win the header. Adaramola picking it up here on this left-hand side. And good covering of the direction of run from Chavlina. And it's very easily dealt with. The clearance was poor, and Collar picks it up. And he left it a little late there, I'm not going to lie. Anastasov does pick it up, though, and find Manu Kone. And now Julius Alma. Emma carries in a lot of space there. Chavlina picks it up. He's got support outside him. And Kwanzaa, in the end, does react to it and picks it up. Finds Chavlina. That's a lovely delivery. Julius Alma was at the far post. McJanet did well to clear. Fran Garcia back to Julius Alma. And now Garcia. Oh, my word. Fran Garcia with his second of the season. I mean, what a strike that is. It's rounded off the victory quite nicely, to be fair. Incidentally, his other goal, which was earlier in the campaign, was an unbelievable free kick. He's been a bit quiet in front of goal, to be fair, this season. He did a little bit better last season, from what I can remember, but he's got plenty of assists. And Emerson has done a little bit similar. But gradually, he's not losing his place in the team, but he's had a couple of knocks, a couple of suspensions, and gradually he's not quite getting that regularity in the first team at the moment. But that is another really good performance. A 3-0 win, 5-0 in aggregate. Collar with a 7.5 in goal, and all of our defenders playing particularly well as well, which is good to see. And another thing with this Conference League, it's keeping confidence up as well. We're playing teams that we know we should be beating, but it's really helping matters. Incidentally, Nijmegen battered Genk. I was keeping an eye on Genk, of course. I didn't realise that they were so poorly beaten in the first leg. And Vigo winning 4-1 on aggregate there. Mulder are out as well. So a little bit surprised at Genk not forcing the issue a bit more against the Dutch side, Nijmegen. But, I mean, Everton, 8-1 winners over Karabag. Lazio, 5-1 winners over Sarajevo. Randers are through as well. They've had a really good tournament so far. They won nearly all their games in the group stage. Hibernian have knocked out Lon. That's a big, big surprise. 2-2 it must have been in the first leg. Hibs doing the damage in the second leg. One to watch maybe, but so that's one or two of the teams that I was potentially concerned about that have gone out there. So we're looking pretty good going forward. I'm not too sure when the next round will be drawn, but we've already confirmed qualification for the Europa League. I don't know about the Conference League there, but we've already confirmed Europa League qualification with the league as well. So, you know, we'll qualify for the Champions League. There's no doubt about it. I mean, looking at that league table, we sat in second place, but we're 25 points ahead of fifth place Freiburg. They have extended it down a place, I think, because of the coefficients. Um, So if we win our next match against Leverkusen, we'll have qualified for the Champions League. I would have said, to be quite honest, and that will be that. In terms of going forward, as you can see, the Conference League tied there. We'll probably do Bochum and the depending on who we play, Bochum in the second leg. If it's going to be a big game, we'll probably show the first leg and the second leg and skip past Bochum, to be fair. But in the meantime, Leverkusen, Schalke and Leipzig in the Bundesliga as well. So tough games to come, but hopefully we can continue this run that we've seemed to have reset ourselves and pushing on for and keep the pressure on Dortmund. So until next time, guys, thank you very much for your support. Please like, subscribe to the channel. It is all greatly appreciated. I will see you all next time. This is Big Will, signing away.